Today we have a wheel cleaner duel. You have already read it in the title. On one side, we have the Sonax Wheel Beast, which some of you requested, against the Dr.Glossy Wheel Cleaner, here, the Wheel Booster. Let's take a look at a 50-50 comparison. We have wheels here that are heavily soiled, and they definitely won't be 100% clean with either product. But this is the only way to compare the cleaners with each other. If you only have a little dust on the wheel and then do a 50-50 test, it doesn't make sense because the pressure washer will already clean most of it on its own. But here we are now testing the Sonax Wheel Beast against the Wheel Booster, just to see how they differ in cleaning performance. Because the application time of 3 to 5 minutes is completely the same for both. Have fun? Let's get started. Let's begin the comparison. On the right side here is the Sonax Wheel Beast. There are still a few small residues left in it. You can see it here. When we look at the wheel, we see that the backs of the spokes or the spoke area are really very, very dark. Here in this area, it appears a bit darker on the side. This is simply because the tire from 2001 is casting a shadow. Here, it is completely even, so don't be misled by that. I have also stuck a small separator down here to prevent them from running into each other. And we are going to apply both at the same time now. We have a contact time of 3 to 5 minutes here. And we also have a contact time of 3 to 5 minutes for the Sonax Wheel Beast. I won't do it all at the same time because I want to make sure that I spray properly, distribute evenly, and don't accidentally spray anything into each other. That's why I'll start over here with the Dr.Glossy Wheel Cleaner. Make sure to spray it on thick up here as well. So I think that should be more than enough. Now, on the other side, the Sonax Wheel Beast. As you can see here, it's about the last remnants, but I will now try to get everything out. I will now really pour a bit more over it here because the intake hose does not reach all the way down. Yes, I don't know 100% optimally, but you can see that both are really working strongly together, and I think that should be enough. I'll try to angle it a bit. Yes, it looks good now, just the details, but everything is actually evenly coated. So we can apply more product here as well. Let's put a thick layer of product on both sides now. We will not compare the area down here, but really from about 5 centimeters above the tape upwards. And now the Sonax Wheel Beast is really completely empty. Now let's take a look at how it performs after 5 minutes of application time. So, nearly 2 minutes have passed, and now we can take a closer look at this. You can see here where the Sonax Wheel Beast is applied. I think the color change is noticeable, and it's not just where I applied the product directly from the bottle, but also up here. You can clearly see that the color change is significantly stronger. So, after the first 2.5 minutes, it's quite noticeable now. On the side where I sprayed 3 times completely, you can see that everything is collecting at the bottom, and I find that the color change is a bit lower. Yes, that's the first impression, but we will take a look at how well it cleans, especially in the lower area. So let's give it another 2.5 minutes. So, the last 20 seconds are running, and I will first rinse it off roughly with the high pressure cleaner so that we can then really take it all off with power. Take a look at this. The cleaning performance with just rinsing, using very, very little pressure, really just gently rinsing away, already shows a significant difference in cleaning performance. It's very, very noticeable. So let's take a look at this. Overall, regarding the cleaning performance here, I believe there is a very, very clear difference. First of all, we need to closely examine two factors. The discoloration is significantly less here, so it's brighter overall. When you look over here, you can see this is really a stubborn case, but you have to test it on an extreme case. Otherwise, you can't crystallize the differences. So here, I think this is a very, very significant difference. The discoloration here is clearly less, so it's lighter. The entire wheel area here is significantly stronger, and here, when I rub with my finger, it continues to come off. Look here. I'm already starting to push the dark dirt aside. We can also test this again afterwards, trying to pull out the last drops from the wheel on the side once more. But I believe the difference here is very, very clear. You can also see that up to this point I have rinsed thoroughly. From here it gets even darker again. Similarly, on this side, I have rinsed vigorously so far, and here I haven't sprayed at all. So we are only looking at this area, which is located in the lower part. So the difference is very, very noticeable here. We have a second wheel a bit later in the day because I ordered a completely fresh bottle of Wheel Boost, as there was really only a tiny bit left in the previous one. Now we can take a look at the second wheel as well. You can also see that the new spray nozzle is still attached. And here on this side, we are now spraying the Wheel Boost again on the second wheel. This is a wheel from the rear axle, and otherwise the dirt is evenly distributed. Here on the right, it looks a bit darker, but you can see here that if you turn it a bit, it's just like on the other side. So I made the separation in the middle again. I'm going to spray it on nice and evenly. So carefully along the edge. Now let's go over the middle here again. Really satisfying. Too much actually. Both sides of the Wheel Boost sound completely the same when sprayed. So now let's check the comparison here. Again, it's the same product, just with a spray nozzle now. It looks good. Let's let it sit for another 5 minutes and then rinse it off again. So the time is up. I'm going to step back a bit. I don't want to spray everything completely at the camera. So and then we will evenly blast it on both sides. So, before we start working with strong pressure again, let's take a look at the result here. And I must also clearly state here that, in terms of discoloration, we see a distinctly darker shade. So this confirms it once again. So these large black tar stains that are here, of course, won't come off on both sides. That's obvious. But you can also see it here in the discoloration. I can also take a look at the tire from above. So, it is quite clear to see. It just looks darker here because there is a bit of shadow. I can turn it a bit into the light. I believe this is also a very, very noticeable difference. Now, let's step back a bit. And now, let's apply much, much more pressure and do it evenly. So, over here I will do it again in a small piece. Right now as well. So, I'm taking you outside with me, and then we'll take a look at this. I believe it will be very, very clear here as well. We still have quite a bit of residual dirt. I'm now here 1, 2, 3, 4,000, the track, then and then I remembered that you can also go over to the back, so I sprayed it again. You can see here, look. The base dirt is still significantly higher. Now we can rub here and see if it comes off. And look, here you're already pushing the dirt together and the light spot is coming through. Here on this side, we also have a very light film that really needs to be wiped off mechanically, but regarding the basic dirt, you can also see it in the higher area. That is a very, very clear difference. For me, the difference was definitely noticeable. You can write your opinion down below, whether you see it the same way. If you say no, they were completely equal, or no, one was better than the other. Feel free to write it down below. For me personally, it is clearly visible in the picture. Wheelbeast is the stronger formula for me, and there's really nothing more to say about it. We can compare prices and so on ourselves. I will stick with Wheelbeast or other comparable Sonax products. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. It has proven to be perfect to use the 2001 wheels here, because they are so heavily soiled that both cleaners definitely have their work cut out for them. And which one fought better? I think we have all seen together now. Until next time, you're Sebastian. Bye guys.